Pokémon, one of the highest grossing entertainment franchises of all time with the current net worth of $150 billion. Keep in mind that is bigger than Disney. All of their characters, merchandise, all get overshadowed by the Pokémon company. This is because of how much they've extended their media, originally starting on video games, making their way to the box office, then mobile games, to the point where they even have themed place restaurants, planes, and so on. And let's not forget the most crazed thing that's out right now. The cards. I don't know about y'all, but it seems to me that the cards recently have just gotten out of hand, especially with this new set being released. Now personally, I haven't been into collecting cards in years because, you know, I'm broke. But it seems like the new set of TCG and just cards in general are slowly being ruined by the older audience. And to prove to you that I'm not lying, I want you to go on any sort of search engine, look up Pokemon TCG, and the first thing you're going to see is a World Star Live League fight going on between two adults over some Pokemon cards. It's crazy to see how a child advertised product is now plagued with just selfish adults. And don't even get me started with scalpers. They just straight up ruin the economy of TCG and make it harder for people that want to collect, which is the whole point. But imagine you're a little kid that just wants some Pokemon cards, but when your parents look at the prices of them, you have these insane absurd prices just for booster packs. And a lot of this is because of scalpers buying the packs and just reselling them for absurd prices, which is why it's so expensive. And I feel like this all stems back to 2020, where Logan Paul basically popularized the genre of collecting these things because of the absurd amount of money he would spend on cards. I'm not putting the blame on him for what he's doing. I'm just trying to say that he's probably the main reason why collecting is so common now. Like, you know, it's crazy when your local Walmart, Target, or Costco starts looking like a gladiator free-for-all battleground between two sweaty adults fighting over a box that's mainly targeted towards kids. And while they don't outright say it, this is just gambling. You're spending money on a chance to get something that could potentially get you more money. Like, it's just gambling. Also, excellent marketing move by the Pokemon company to release a mobile version of the card game, because while they won't make as much money as, say, the IRL cards, people are still gonna spend an outrageous amount on it. And no matter how bad the rates are gonna get, I should know this because I play Dokkan, which is another gacha game, people are gonna continue to get that dopamine feeling of rolling over and over again. And how they get away with it by marketing it towards kids, I have no idea. Like, looking at it from front face value, it literally is just gambling, whether it be the IRL or the mobile version. And here in America, anyone under the age of 18 is not allowed to gamble. But yeah, let me know y'all's crazy Pokemon card stories in the comments. Moving on to probably the most downgraded product the Pokemon company keeps releasing are, without a doubt, the video games. Now, I've been playing Pokemon games since I was a kid, and the only region I haven't played is the low-end region, and there's just a blatant difference between Pokemon games back then compared to what we have now. A big example of this would probably be from my favorite region, the Sinnoh region. Now, say what you want about the region and whether or not the game was good or not, but we can all agree on one thing: those remakes were terrible. I wouldn't wish this on anybody else, but when a game that's almost 16 years old has more content than a game that was made in 2021, that tells you how little Game Freak cared about those remakes. Like, there generally wasn't anything significantly new. I mean, maybe you can count Ramana's Park, but at the same time, it was just used to catch legendaries. There was no new post-game, not even a proper Battle Frontier from Platinum, no new Pokemon, not even Mega Evolutions. There was just nothing new to the game that makes it stand out. Overall, if I could get my $60 back I spent on that game, I 100% would. Like, if I had a time machine, I'd slap the sense out of myself in the past and stop being blinded by nostalgia. Like, at that point, I might as well just emulate Platinum. Now, moving on to the next game, and this is probably very obvious, Scarlet and Violet. And where do I even start, bro? This game was such a huge downgrade from the previous game, Legends Arceus, which offered such a unique style of catching Pokemon and battling, and we just see none of that inside of Scarlet and Violet. Like, for example, the performance. I'm not going to say the performance in Legends Arceus was amazing, but it wasn't constant frame drops, which always happens in Scarlet and Violet. Like, I honestly believe this game could have ran better on a literal iPhone. And I know what you're about to say, right? Well, it's actually the Switch's problem. Well, if that's the case, then why are we making games that the Switch can't handle in the first place? Legends Arceus was just fine, so why don't you just implement the same exact map structure that doesn't overload the game's graphics and doesn't turn your Switch into a melted honey bun? The region's mechanic, the terrestrialization, was such a huge downgrade from Gigantamaxing. Like, sure, you can argue that mechanically terrestrialization is better than Gigantamax, but the fact that there really were no exclusive forms kinda took the fun out of it. Now, one of the most outrageous things they basically got rid of inside of this game was the clothes customization on your trainer. Now, I always love dripping out my OC, right? Just look at my Roblox character. But bro, in this game you can only customize like 2 pieces of clothing and that's it? Like bro, compare this to Sword and Shield. You can make yourself dripped out in that game, but clothes customization inside this game is so incredibly limited. Okay, I'm gonna stop crashing out and move on to a more newer game that's been announced. Pokemon ZA, or ZA, however you want to call it. But guys, what is this starter lineup? Why do we have 2 Gen 2 starters? And one of them is Chikorita. No hate to Chikorita fans, but if I had to choose between Totodile or Chikorita going out of here, it's gonna be Chikorita. And I'm pretty sure a lot would agree with me. But back to the question, why do we have 2 Gen 2 starters? There were so many other regions you could have chose from, and you chose 2 from the same region? It just makes no sense. Moving on to the combat, and I really don't know how to feel about it. It seems like the Pokemon company Game Freak is trying to move away from turn-based combat and is trying to go for this more real-time type of action, which I'm all for if it's done properly. Oh, and Mega Evolutions are back. Okay, listen, I love Lumio City, but there's so much to the Kalos region outside of just the city. I'm not going to judge too much because they haven't really explained much about it, but it seems as if they're going to add wild areas inside of the city, like essentially the city's being rebuilt, and there are parts of the city that are abandoned and just filled with random Pokemon, which I don't know how to feel because some Pokemon don't necessarily live inside that city-like habitat. Some of them live in forests and caves, so I just wonder how they're going to do that, but I don't have high expectations for this game at all. But yeah, let me know your guys' complaints about modern day Pokemon games in the comments below. And yeah, Game Freak hire me.